on Tuesday, June 18th, 2024. Do the motion to sign the bills.
I make a motion, sign all current bills.
I'll second that.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now, where's the payroll?
It's right, it's in here.
Now, we need to do it for just one day. We need to sign the payroll for June 30th. That's for the ratification.
I make a
Wait a
motion,
minute.
sign the payroll for June 30th, and
No, just a minute. We'll just do that one first. I'll second that.
motion made and second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye. Okay, and now we need to have July 6th, July 13th, July 20th, and July 27th.
I was thinking that,
They so moved.
so good.
And how many of these blank ones do you want us to sign?
Just two of them. I did two of them for June 30th.
Yeah, but then you got all these blank ones that just say
Oh, you
filler.
know what? Those are extras. I'm sorry. I had made some copies of the pay sheets. 'cause
Okay, well, there's no,
I was
you don't
getting
have to
low on
sign
them, and
those.
those are, no, those don't need to be signed. Just the ones that have a date on them. So there's 4 weeks in July that they're being signed for the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th.
So that was for the 6th, and now these are for the 13th. Twentieth.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty doggone good.
Good.
What does that little green light mean
Which one?
on the lamps or the microphones?
Oh, it means the mics are on.
It means they're on, so I object to having them on the minute I walk in the room. If they're taping the meeting, that's fine, they could start at 2:30, but that's been on since we got here.
Oh, no, they're not recording
How
right
do
away.
we know that?
They're just plugged in.
It better be, because that wouldn't be right.
Right.
And the 27th. We can check those before we go. Howie, do you want to ratify the payroll? Number 3? Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, sign.
Oh, number
Okay.
4, number 4.
No, yeah. Ratify the payroll for weekend at 5/25, 6/1, 6/8, and 6/15.
I'll second that.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And okay. I guess we can vote on the minutes of June 4th, because we were all here. Okay. Number 5, June 4th.
Discuss can vote on the minutes of June 4th and the sewer rate hearing minutes,
I don't
Ma-
have those.
May
That's the-
21st
this is the
and June
minutes.
4th.
I
Okay,
just have the minutes from the regular
Okay.
meeting.
Where's the paper?
Right here?
Did you find out when the last day to get our bills in?
Not yet. It's usually the middle of July.
All right, because I was gonna have a meeting on the 16th, but
That would be too late.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So,
It's
How about the
usually around
9th? the week before? July, when do they have to be in by?
Usually
Alton
around
sent
the,
out an email, didn't she?
I didn't receive it.
So I would say no later, I would say the 8th would be better.
July 8th, all right, we'll try for that. All right. July 8th for the next meeting?
July 8th,
Yep,
I
It's
guess
a
so.
Monday.
that's on a Monday. Can you come in the morning?
What time? Because I have people that come.
Oh, yeah, you do, yeah.
And,
I got
and
people-
actually, having a meeting on a Monday morning is not a good idea because that's a very busy
But we
time
need to
to.
get our bills in. That's gonna be close to the deadline, so we need to have it. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, we need a meeting on the 8th.
We can't have it at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday.
If you wanna go with a morning,
No,
you
well, let's try for 2.
just, you know, if I don't have nothing,
I know she said you had somebody coming in. All right, so 2 o'clock,
yeah, I guess so.
July 8th at 2 o'clock?
July 8th,
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 2, instead of 2:30.
Yeah, right.
Why is that?
Do you want to come at 2:30?
Well, I was just curious, you know, why the
Well, we have
numbers
it at
keep
2.
changing.
Well, because one of our members wanted it at 2:30, but our member isn't here, so
What about Dave?
he's the member that's not here. He wanted it at 2:30.
Oh, yeah, oh,
So when do you want to come?
okay, well, we do it, we'll go with the 2,
Okay, fine.
okay?
That's fine. And we need to start meeting earlier so that
I
Ralph
guess, I
can
don't know if
come.
Jim can make it.
And I'll have to see if the select.
He might be out to
I'll
lunch.
have to
Yeah.
make sure the meeting room's
Right.
available
Right.
at that time.
Right. Okay, we did the sewer abatements.
Have all the, Madam Chair, have all the abatements been
just-
processed?
We just finished signing everything.
Well,
and-
the thing is, I have to make copies of them and then I have to post them on, I think and I'll have to give them to Dawn, so
Have they all been have they all been processed?
They've
Because
all
they
been
have to be done by no later than June 30th.
they've all been signed.
Almost out. We're just got a few more here that will be
I mean,
done.
I'll have to make copies of them and give them to Dawn.
They have to be done by June 30th.
We'll do our part today, and, okay. And we need a motion for number 8.
I think I'm also in a meeting at the 8th.
To approve the sewer connection permits for 119 East Road, 129 East Road, and 33 Mechanic Street. I'll second that.
Second of all,
Okay, all in favor?
I'll second that.
Okay, and we're all in favor? Okay, you gotta sign these. Just sign right there.
Have they all been reviewed by the chief
Yeah,
operator?
Yes.
Yeah, because we've had these a while, and
Okay.
he looked over the
Well,
plans
the
and,
ones for East Road, we were waiting on them because the assessors hadn't assigned lot numbers to them yet. And I just got the lot numbers a week ago.
and there's two here, this one right here and then.
The two of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are for East Road.
Watch out for that
Yeah.
paper underneath.
Yeah. Okay, we got these two here. All right, and we don't have Ralph here, so we can't really discuss the administrative order.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's critical that the board, gets updates from Ralph as to what progress is being made on the administrative, aspects of, the findings of the DEP and the EPA. So, I don't know if maybe you can do some one-on-ones or, maybe ask Ralph to stay later on the days that you have a meeting
Or
to
maybe
change
we
his
can try
hours.
to come in early, I mean.
Or
that's-
try to have the meetings earlier or something.
I mean, that would make more sense to have him in the morning and then he can come in and, because even after lunch, he's gone home, so.
Mhm.
And we're gonna need to discuss that. And then the town meeting results.
Well, ultimately, all the articles were approved for the sewer department.
And And the comments and concerns, does anybody have any? Howie, do you have any comments and concerns?
No, not really. Most of the pieces are starting to come together. And with Jim helping us out quite a bit.
I will say that, the electrician is down at the plant this week and is installing some emergency exit lighting that was noticed on a fire inspection recently. And that is going to be addressed with some funds that have been identified within the expense account that appears to be somewhat of a surplus to address those that need for emergency exit lighting in the lower part of the building of the sewer plant. So that is being installed this week. I did know, I did get word from Ralph that was being done. As well as Verizon has been out to install new phones, okay, at the plant,
Okay.
as well as in the office of the commissioners.
Okay.
Those phones were paid for through ARPA funds, and you will now have all of the expenses of the phones, the monthly expenses, will be on one bill
Okay.
that will have to be signed off,
Okay.
okay? And it will come out of your normal expense account.
Right. They'll come just like the electric does.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see what else. Do you know if he did any more with the steps?
So the front steps have been finished. They have been repaired. The ones that enter into the main entranceway into the plant, those have been fixed as of
Okay.
last month.
Okay, good. I know he had mentioned it, but then we
Yeah.
didn't get it back.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
fixed,
okay.
yeah.
I
Good.
hope we can get rid of that Verizon bill that's like 20 pages long for like $1 each month. I hope we can get rid of that thing with the new phone bills. Because we get this phone bill from Verizon and it's for the phone at the plant, and it's like 20 pages. And it probably costs them more in postage to mail it than what the bill is for.
Jim, do you have anything else for us?
That's about it. Just keeping an eye on, obviously, budgetary matters. I know the board had indicated that they're gonna be using 90,000 in their retained earnings. I'm anticipating that the retained earnings for next year will be a little bit higher than normal. And so, once we get that certification, hopefully sometime in October, I would suggest that the board plan on using some of that funds to address your capital needs moving forward. So if we can, get out of this rut of using all of the retained earnings to offset your budget, and we can only, we only have to use portions of it, then we can, maybe use a portion of it to address those capital needs. And I think that was clearly a message that was sent at the town meeting last week, that the townspeople were not as happy or thrilled with using town money to address capital needs. However, as we all know, if there's an issue at the sewer plant and it's not addressed within the constraints of the sewer department, then the town has to step in.
Right.
Has an obligation to step in.
Right.
And so, I think it would be a good faith effort if we could start trying to use some of the retained earnings next year to address some capital needs, to move in that direction, and I think the townspeople will be appreciative of that.
And while you're here, one other question. Did Ralph say anything to you about the railroad, the manholes on the railroad?
No.
'Cause remember, at one point, he had said, I think that was when we were doing the evaluations, he said they wanted so much money to get on
Right.
the track, and then I said I don't believe we had ever paid them like that before. So I didn't know
I
if
thought
he
we
had,
just had to get, seek permission.
but now they said whatever he was doing, it looked like we had to pay quite a bit of money.
Well, they may require, depending on where they are, some type of assistance from a flagger or civilian traffic constable or something like that, just to make sure that the area is clear while they're doing the work. I think, there may be a cost associated with that, but.
But not the thousands that he was talking about. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe the cost to, send the camera in, that may be a cost.
But they wouldn't, the
thousands.
railroad wouldn't be doing that.
No, we would.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was saying this was what the railroad was gonna charge us, CSX.
I don't know why they would
And,
charge,
I don't know either, but unless they have a new policy, but they didn't notify anybody, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure on
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty hard to deal with. But it didn't look like we had too many more to do on the railroad,
Right.
and hopefully we get that part of it done.
Mm-hmm.
So, just trying to think, 'cause you see him and talk to him more than we do, and,
I know he's been communicating back and forth with Heidi from Ty and Bond, and they've been going back and forth on some of the work that Ty and Bond has been working on
right,
to get the plant into compliance, so.
right. And some of those things they were kind of slow on, so,
Mhm, mhm,
at least he's talking with them now, so
mhm,
we probably are working on it.
mhm.
And, let's see, anything else?
No, that's all I have for right now. I think it's critically important, you know, number one, that the abatements all get processed by June 30th, and all the bills have to be out by June
Right.
30th. So, you know, we should be, now that the rate has been set, we should be, you know, pivoting, shortly pivoting to, you know, looking to get the bills out for the fall.
Right.
So, there should be no reason why, you know, those bills can't, you know, be starting to work on in August, end of July, to get them ready to go out for the fall.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see a problem. She's not gonna be taking any more vacation right now. I mean, once fiscal
No.
year starts.
Those
for a
things have
while.
to get done,
Yeah, and. Can you think of anything, Lisa?
Nope.
And they still want to know about that green light, because one day when I was watching the selectmen's meeting, that green light was on before it started, and Karen went upstairs. So I think they thought they were being listened to.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's just a power light
Well, I
for
hope.
them to be plugged in. The actual mics don't come on until the meeting starts.
'Cause I was told by both Travis and Lisa that they don't turn the microphones off and start recording until a meeting's called to order.
Correct.
So,
Mhm.
and then as soon as the meeting's adjourned, they turn the mics off.
Right, that is
So then
correct.
well, we're not adjourned yet, but then the light should go off immediately.
Well, no, I think that the light is misleading. I think that's a power light, I think. That's just for the power.
I don't trust those little lights. But anyways, all right. I think we're almost done here. We just have to finish signing these individual abatements.
Okay.
And we're almost done with those.
All right, I have a meeting that I have to go to, a call with town council, so,
Okay.
thank you.
So we thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I just need to excuse myself a minute.
Thanks for coming,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Howie, I'll give you these in a minute. I'm almost done with these.
Huh?
I'll give you these. Don't leave. The meeting's still on. I need to have you sign these. gotta get this done.
Hold on.
If I forgot any, holler. Lisa, last year you did something different. You didn't make us sign each one of those.
What do you mean, the abatements?
Yeah.
I thought that's the same sort of form I've been
But
using for the
now you-
last.
We used to do them in triplicate. Now you're having us sign one.
So the triplicate forms I was using, I haven't used those, the last time I used those.
Right,
was
but
in-
I'm saying, we had to do it in triplicate. Now we're doing one. Are you making copies?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make 3 copies of each one of those. I'm gonna give the original to the treasurer.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give 1 copy to the accountant, and I'm gonna keep 2 copies for myself for
Mhm.
the records. Oh, actually, I'm keeping, so there's 4 copies. 1 goes to the treasurer, 1 goes to the accountant, 1 gets sent to the person who gets the abatement, and the other one I keep for my records.
Okay. Did you check the payroll to make sure they were all signed?
Yes.
Okay. So and you will find the exact date we need to get those bills in,
Okay.
because if he got a notice, then you should, unless.
Well, it's always been in the middle of July, I believe, when Tammy sent
know
it
it-
out. Last year it was July 15th.
But the point of the matter is, we need an exact date. We can't say it's this, because then if we have the meeting after it, it's, like I was gonna have it on the 16th, and he said that was too late. So, and you can wait till after you have you finish your vacation, but then before you post that next meeting, you
So-
might wanna get in touch with Dave, so,
Okay. Well,
and about the time and everything.
so I'm only working 1 day next
I
week.
know,
I'm
and then
only
you're
working
off, that's what I'm
Monday.
saying, the following week.
I will be working 3 days the following week, the 4th
It's
of
the
July
4th
is
of
on
July.
Thursday.
But
So
the-
I would probably post a meeting on
That-
Tuesday,
Right, so then
maybe.
you'd call him by then and ask
Yeah,
him,
okay.
because I don't know when he has his vacation either, so. Where do you have to check for that meeting, Lisa, on that date?
Well, Karen has a sign-in sheet in her office,
Mhm.
and that's where I usually check. I got an email, there's a new form you have to, it's a thing you have to request a meeting, so I don't know if it shows you whether the room's booked for that time and date.
Is she in there now? Could you ask her?
I can double check, I mean, I had a lot of stuff to do and I kinda looked at it quickly.
But could you just go ask her?
Yes, I will double check with her
And
about
then
it.
we'll know and.
Because I'm assuming it will show you whether another board or department has booked the room for that date, so then, you know, like if you wanna have a meeting on Monday at 2 PM, and then if you go to
It might be 2:30.
book it, and then, say, for instance, the assessors are having a meeting in there at
Mm.
1:30 or
Mhm.
something.
Well, should be able to just say when you want to have the meeting and not just wait until you post it. We're going to have it on a certain date, and the time might be subject to change, but
I understand, but what I'm saying is, I could go to register to get the room for that time and date, and when I go on to register, I could find out that another
Mhm.
board already booked a meeting for that time and date. in
wasn't it
which
better when
case
you could just walk in there and she had, because at least you saw the slot was empty?
I mean, I
and-
can ask her about that.
but,
Because I would go in there and it would, you know, anyone else using the room would have written it down, and I
Right.
could see whether there was a conflict
Right.
with another board, because usually having the meetings earlier in the afternoon is normally not a conflict, because most of the other boards have their meetings in the evening.
Or a little bit later.
Or if they do it like in the afternoon, they don't do it till 5 or 6 o'clock.
Here, check them. That's it? That's all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, you sure you didn't throw them away?
Boy, oh boy, yeah.
It seemed like I'd never get done with it.
What are they gonna do, mail out checks to us?
No, Lisa has your check.
I forgot to bring it down here, I forgot to bring it down here, I'll go grab it.
Are all those signed?
I didn't get to check them all.
Yeah, just check those first and.
If you wanna wait a minute, I'll
Yeah,
go
well,
upstairs
wait, I'd
and
rather
grab
you
the
check
check.
that because those need to get out.
So, Joan, everything is going pretty good?
So far, except we have to schedule our meeting so that Ralph can come. Excuse me. Jim because we used to meet in the morning, and Sean used to be able to come. And then Ralph did come to some, and then we started making him later, and he's gone home, because he comes in early. We have to do it so we can have a chance to talk with him, so that we can be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, well, the only bad part there is we're gonna have to go sometime in the morning,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Okay, I'll go.
okay.
I know, before, they don't like to get disturbed. They're right out straight till about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
They gotta do all the testing, first thing.
Right.
And I can understand that, but, we got.
Well, Ralph isn't,
He'll have
he's
to
gonna-
come up with some kind of a time.
but he's gonna have to come up here, so, But as long as he gets everybody doing what they're supposed to, that I don't know why he can't
Yeah.
come up in the middle of the morning. We'll ask him, and we're just gonna have to make the effort to get here earlier, because we have no contact. I mean, I talk to him now and then, but it's not like when he's here and telling us, we hear it right
Yeah.
from him what's going on,
Yeah,
and Jim is good about telling us what's going on, but,
that's why before, when we used to have the meetings down there,
At the
it was
plant, yeah.
more convenient for everybody.
right, yeah, we were right there, and you could hear
Now they got
better,
a
and,
stupid time now, you know, when nobody's around.
right, but, the meeting's still on. I guess we can, you're just waiting for your check, so we can just, make a motion to adjourn? You wanna make a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to adjourn our meeting, I got 10 after 3.
Okay, and I'll second that.
Motion made in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.